So now Sam knew everything. Knew that the best friend he'd murdered had betrayed him for the best reason in the world. Knew that the thing he'd helped Lambert build needed to be utterly destroyed. He was his own man now. And all his ties to his old life were gone. Except for Grim. She called me to call in a favor. It was too late to go for the other EMPs, but she did want me to go get Sarah. Sam deserved that much at least. Meanwhile, she'd be at the White House doing whatever the hell she thought she could do there. So, I said yes. No way I was gonna leave Sarah down there for when the shit hit the fan. And I wasn't gonna abandon her father. Not even when he just waded in and started beating answers out of people. Then again, that was pure Sam. Pure Sam when he got mad.
Okay, in this video I want to talk about DirectX 12, APIs, and Windows 10. So what is an API? An API, from my understanding, are functions developed by the creators to allow access to parts of their tech, software, or to make use of commonly used algorithms to the public or trusted individuals and companies. An example of this would be Facebook or Google Maps. There would be an API to allow a company to implement Facebook into a phone app or add Google Maps to a restaurant's website for various locations in the zone or geographical area. In a nutshell, it allows functions and features of another service or hardware to be implemented with ease by programmers, and sometimes it is used for commonly used algorithms that take time to code but are simple to write. I mentioned functions, and what is a function? A function in computer programming is a chunk of code that is reused over and over that can be accessed throughout the computer program's lifecycle. A function's purpose is to reduce the size of a program, errors, and to make it easier to read by grouping certain lines of instructions to be used over and over again. That usually entails tasks that commonly happen that can be tedious to code multiple times. So what does this all mean? Well, from my understanding, from Xbox One having DirectX 12 APIs essentially means that developers generally not owned by Microsoft will have functions made for them to utilize the hardware more efficiently and might allow more access to the hardware. In general, what I'm taking from this is that Xbox One will be more optimized by developers with the current tech in Xbox One. Think of this as speeding up development and having fewer errors in the library of games unless the APIs have a bug. This will not make the Xbox One better than the PS4 because of the raw specs. What you might see is a leveling playing field for the time being, but for the fact that the PS4 has better specs, developers will eventually have better optimized code, resulting more of a gap between the Xbox One and the PS4. I also want to point out that many of the features of the DirectX 12 does not require a new graphics card when talking about PC gaming. That makes me believe it's more of an optimizing upgrade than developing something from the ground up. So I'll take this time and talk about Windows 10. That would be unifying gaming on Microsoft platforms, something I wanted on PC gaming for a long time, and why I haven't been much of a PC gamer. I saw most of the presentation of Windows 10, and some of the functions and features are pretty nice. First off, I want to talk about how you can stream all Xbox One games to all devices running Windows 10, which is promised with Sony's PlayStation TV and PlayStation Now. But I think it's mostly promised with PlayStation Now. And I would say that Microsoft has the current edge as of right now, since their library of video games is the smallest out of the three companies. But PlayStation Now will eventually stream to PCs and TVs with PS1, PS2, PS3, PSP, and PS Vita games with whatever paywall model they choose with the final build. I'm not sure if PS4 games will be streamed, but I won't be surprised if it does in the future. As with the Windows 10 streaming feature, this is something I might use in the future, but was never really a fan of Microsoft hardware or software outside of PC and console gaming. This can make an impact because it's streaming current generation video games, and the only thing I see equivalent to this is Remote Play that was built into the OS of the PlayStation this time around. Remote Play can be limited, but for me personally, I think holding a handheld is a lot better than holding a tablet, but I love that it streams to PC. I do think what Microsoft is doing is being overly hyped, and odds of it being what many people are describing on YouTube is slim, because you can only do so much with the hardware given. If everything does work as presented, fixing bugs on multiple platforms will be a lot easier for Microsoft, and I will most likely be more of a PC gamer this time around with the unified hub for PC gaming that I always wanted. One thing I want to point out, programmers can still make mistakes in coding when coding games, and sometimes people will be baffled that such powerful tech is struggling to run such a simple game or simple sections of a game. The reason why I feel I should mention this because I've seen way too many PC gamers talk about some game not running well enough on their rig when it could just be the software. So keep that in mind when you're talking about PC gaming versus console gaming. And why I think the DirectX 12 is being made, because I think it's just more of an optimizing upgrade overall. So a lot of games will be running smoother on Microsoft platforms and anything running DirectX 12. So this is Terminator TX3 signing out.
If you don't know, who does?
Oh! Scientist! Brought over by Prentice! Inside the warehouse! Oh! Gonna be disposed of after the EMP goes off! She knows!
You don't say.
Testing Alpha now. Test is a success.